It is time for us
Oh dear.
to try and work out who our mystery guest is today.
I'm stressed.
The rules of this game are quite simple. We only know their first name. Although we have a little bit of an insight into the second name today, which is a double-barreled name. But that's not what we're trying to work out.
No.
We're trying to work out what they do as a profession. So I suppose, without further ado, all we can really say is, welcome to the show, Gideon.
Thank you very much.
My goodness me, I am envious of that moustache.
It's taken some...
Oh, I feel like I'm not worthy here. I really do. That is glorious.
That's for sure.
My goodness me, I am truly envious. It takes so long to grow what little I've got here. Beautiful. Anyway, sorry, we will continue. Caught me off guard, that did. Gideon, I believe you've been run through the rules of this game. We can only ask you yes or no questions, and my goodness, this could go on for a long time because sometimes we just don't know where we're going. Got lucky last week. A shot in the dark, rock climber, got it right.
That was completely random. I don't know how you got that last week. We were going down the sport route.
Don't know.
And then that came out of nowhere. But
just a gut feeling.
I'm no pressure, but I'm hoping that you've got those skills again today.
Right. Okay. Well, let's see. Do you want to start first?
Yeah. So, Gideon, do you work in a barbershop?
No, I do need to find a good barber though.
I was going down the route of a great moustache.
Flipping it right in there. No worries at all. Gideon, you're a great sport. Thank you. Gee, that could have gone any way. That really could have. I'm trying to look at the screen. Now, the problem is our cameraman is being a right pain right now because he won't zoom in on your screen. And I usually try and use the background to work out. And I can't see too much going on.
I see rugby. It's rugby.
Is it? You see rugby?
It's rugby.
Oh, is what you do rugby related?
No, but it has been in the past.
Okay, so
what did you ask first? Oh yeah, you asked about.
Are we safe to say then your job involves sport?
Again, no, but it has done in the past.
Oh.
Here's one for you. Is your job now linked to what you've done in the past? It's to do with your rugby past.
My job's linked, but not to do with my rugby past.
Okay.
Ow, my head. Okay,
so I think we're focusing too much on the background.
Yeah,
Let's go more general to try and get a rough guide. Does your job I got to reword this, it's just a yes or no. Does your job just involve you?
No.
No, so it's a group effort, it's a team.
Yeah. Have we asked about sports yet?
Yes, we have.
We have asked, but we haven't, so I've forgotten already.
No sports.
No sports. So it's not. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Does your job see you going on TV often?
It's done in the past, but no, not often. But you're barking up the right tree, if that helps.
Oh, so it could be like TV related.
Yeah, I wonder if. I don't know.
Are you a broadcaster of some type?
No, is the honest answer.
I'm going to ask a bit more of a general one actually around this. It might help. Do you work in general? Does your work in general involve TV or behind the scenes at TV?
It does. Yes.
There we go. So I'm looking now at Owen. I'm looking at Owen and Nathan, thinking of their different job roles there. I'm looking at producer Henry back there. I'm looking at Toby, looking at all their different job roles. Which monkey do we choose? Oh, they're going to kill me for that. They are going to kill me.
Yeah, let's go down the technical route. Is your job involved in technical?
The IT route.
IT, yeah.
I think all TV jobs are, aren't they?
Oh, he's not giving us that. He's not giving us that. Does are you in charge of any of the running of the equipment for anything TV related?
No.
Okay, so he's not Owen.
Are you a presenter?
No. Place for radio.
You know what? I used to say that, then they bunged me on here, so you know what. Okay, so he's not an Owen. What's Nathan's actual role? Is it
are you involved in casting?
Ooh.
I am.
Ooh,
Ah.
keep going, 'cause I'm not quite sure where to go with this, but I like how you're getting there.
I mean, that's as far as I've got.
Oh, are you actually in charge of casting for something to do with TV?
Yes.
I don't know what that role name would be, but I feel like we're like dancing around a very small spot now. Here's a question: are we pretty much on the nose? We're just trying to find out your job title now.
Yeah, basically. But if you went through your people in the background, you'll find my name. Job
Oh,
title.
all right, Nathan. What I can't. I don't know what Nathan's actual job. What's Nathan's
We've
job
named-
role? What's your job role, Nathan? What is your boss? That's all I've known you as. What's your actual role? Yeah, I'm asking what you do.
What do you do?
Sorry, I'm having a conversation with Boss Man. What do you do? What's your actual role? Everything. You do everything.
We've said producer. We've said director. Is that
director.
Are you a producer?
I am, yes.
Boom. There we go. I think we've got it. Have we got it, Nath?
We've got a TV producer.
We got a TV
have we got
producer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bingo! Oh my goodness me, we got there. On real TV. My goodness me. Hey, wait a minute. You saying we don't do real TV here? Never mind.
We were not made for TV.
Gideon, thank you very much for putting up with that. Oh my goodness me. That was a struggle. We got there though.
I mean, what a cool job. Can we just say, like, TV producer in itself?
I feel like you're saying that just for Nathan's benefit right now.
Nah.
Now, as if by magic, suddenly details of things that you do have appeared in front of us, because until this point we weren't allowed to obviously know these things. So obviously a TV producer, could you tell us what it involves for you on a day-to-day? Obviously no 2 days are the same here. I can imagine it's very much the same for yourself.
Yeah, it's not the most stable of jobs by any means, but so I started off being a runner, which is effectively a T-boy on Big Brother 3, which was with Jade Goody, so you're talking mid-noughties, yeah. And then I went to university, got a job at Nickelodeon, and then just sort of worked my way up through the ranks, really. I've done some pretty incredible TV shows, some questionable TV shows. And I got to do a lot of sport. I love sport. I followed the England rugby team around for a while. Filmed all the Auto Internationals and did Harlequin Saracens. Then I did the Manchester City All or Nothing documentary on Amazon. And I've done quiz shows like £1 Million Drop and so every day is different pretty much. But at the moment, so I travelled a lot and then decided to settle down in Devon, which I'm in Plymouth now. And also became a retained firefighter as well. So I do that from home, and I do a lot of the casting and producing from here. So I basically find people, find stories, and then tell people what to go and film. And if they have any questions, come back to me, really.
That's awesome.
Very interesting person. Lots of things going on. That must be so fun.
I'm such a TV nerd as well. Like, I love my TV, and you do often get the odd casting producer that slides into your DMs on Instagram. They're always after something. We've had a few of them.
Oh yeah.
How long have you been doing this role now, then, Gideon?
Since I was 16, I'm 36 now, so yeah, a long time. I did take a bit of time off in between. I went to university because I wanted to go to university, and then and then there's a dip after I left uni. It was tough to get work, so I was a builder for my sins, the world's worst builder. Let me put that out there. And then recently, thankfully, lockdown's been okay for me personally, but I know it's been hell for everybody else. But yeah, everyone realizes that you can work from home now, and then it helps me with the retained firefighting stuff that I can do this. My bosses tend to be pretty understanding, so I just can chip off at any point. Like I did this morning, we're off to an RTC, so and then I'm back to editing. I'm editing a casting tape as we speak. So,
My goodness
every day's
me.
different.
Amazing.
It's so varied. And you know what? You're obviously a very versatile person, and we know here you need to be versatile. I mean, today it's just been
Chaos,
manic. It's been
would say.
chaos. We are aptly named. You've told us about quite a lot of the different roles you've had over the years. Could you tell us a little bit more? Like, is there any stranger roles that you've had on your way sort of up and through different job titles?
Depends how much you can say on this, really. I worked on Jeremy Kyle for a bit.
I see.
So I'm hated for that, lynched. I've done some questionable shows regarding sex. I did Sex Box, where people went into a box and had sex, and had to go and interview people on the street and basically start like, you don't know me, but tell me all about your sex life. And then I did another one about polyamorous couples not too long ago. Let me just put that out there. It didn't last very long on that one. You'd get to do some incredible things. And the other thing which I find really weird is people trust you. Like, I've done medical shows and like I said, shows about sex and things, and people, they just tell you the most intimate details, and it is mad. It's really mad.
It makes great TV, doesn't it?
Of course. Yeah.
Pudge, you never admitted you went on that Sex Bot show.
Shh.
Oh. So obviously it does sound like there's a little bit of something for everyone. What are some of the career paths available in this field? Like, if someone's thinking about getting into that.
Starting off as a runner, like, I was always advised not to go to university, and I probably would be further up the chain now if I didn't. But it depends what you want. I wanted to go to university. I wanted the social aspect, as it were. But yeah, I think starting off as a runner, finding your way in, there's plenty of like TV runner groups on Facebook, and you can join those. Then just keep applying, and then just don't be an idiot. Like, could be like 60% good at your job, 40% nice, and then you're gonna make it. But just don't go around upsetting people, because TV is a very small world, and talking from experience, just don't upset people. It takes a long time to build that relationship, to build yourself back up after it.
Very fair, good advice. Considering some of the shows you've just told us about, I must admit, I'm looking forward to asking these questions now. All the things I wish we could say or ask. Could you talk us through the casting process on some of the shows you've worked on?
So I'm currently working on a couple of pilots. So it's always more difficult on that. So you've got to go out, and that could be, you'll start with your targeted Facebook adverts, Instagram posts, and I have a casting page and Instagram page. So you'd start with those and do the targeted ads. And then hopefully you'll have like an online platform where everyone's data is pretty safe. And then like applications start coming in, and then you could even have to like blanket Facebook for sale groups and things like that. So I'm doing a home makeover show at the moment, and that one, blanketing Facebook's for sale groups will help. And then you need to get more targeted, because you might need diversity, whether it's sexually diverse. It could be anything. So you've got to start looking in specific areas. But if you go onto a show like £1 Million Drop, then it's the opposite. So you've got, everybody wants to win £1 million. So then you've got to sift through the nonsense and try and find good characters and good people. So so it's a long, drawn-out process. Lots of talking to people. You've got to be able to talk to people and be pretty versatile. But that could be interviewing somebody who, I've done benefit shows before. So if somebody who might be down and out and struggling, and also you interview A-listers. So you've got to be pretty non-phased most of the time. You do fangirl occasionally. I definitely but you just got to be able to chat to people, and that's it really, and find a good story. So you've got to be able to listen to them and embrace them, and you'll know pretty quickly whether they're going to be any good or not. But it's nice. You get to hear a lot of stories, that's for sure.
I bet. Yeah, the stories must be wild. I mean, talking, I'm not gonna lie, I'll share a little secret with you now. I've had a few little casting experiences myself.
Ooh, okay.
And it's so cool and so interesting. I once went on to, I don't know if you've heard of a show called The Circle. It was went through the casting process of that. I think I got to like 3rd or 4th stage talking to producers. It was an amazing experience, and I loved like talking to the different casting teams, and you sort of get through one stage through to another, and yeah, I loved it. And then the show got axed, so it never got any further. So I was gutted about that.
I think it's still on, isn't it? The Circle.
It's on
Studio
Netflix.
Lambert put it on. I think it's on Netflix. I think
it is. They're doing the American one on Netflix now, but I don't think the UK one hasn't been picked up yet. Right. So that's what I heard. But is there a favourite show, Gideon, that you've worked on? Are you allowed to have favourites?
Sports definitely are always my forte. Like, the All or Nothing was good, because you just followed the Manchester City football team around, and it was another year they did very well. So you just travelled around with them all over the world, which was amazing. Sports are always good fun, and Yeah, do you know, I just did the latest series of Rich House Poor House, and it stemmed away. We were brought in to get away from that poverty porn type program. Nobody wants to see any Jeopardy and stuff in TV. So me and a friend were brought in to make it different, and now it's quite nice. Although you can't get away from the name and things, you make sure that people they kind of help each other. So you might find somebody from the bottom 10% who's matched with the top 10%. And they help each other. They might have the top 10% might have been down and out in his luck at one point, or her luck. So it's just really nice. There's a really nice outcome, and people want to see that on TV now. So I really enjoyed that. I worked on that for a year, and I didn't think I would. So Gogglebox was good fun. Lots of travelling around. But yeah, Nickelodeon was incredibly fun. I got to dress up as a monkey and just silly things and slime children and. Also, I did Judge Rinder's crime stories. I got to do little bits of acting in that one as a police officer and various other things. And I cannot act for toffee. So, but yeah, you get to do some really incredible things, meet some incredible people, and I've travelled quite a lot. So I like wine. I did a wine show in Italy once, and that was good fun. So, yeah, you get to be very lucky sometimes, but others, you like I said, you're doing some very questionable things, and you wonder what your life has come to.
Well, I've got to ask you a question here. So you enjoy working with the sports. What difference is there with working on sports compared to other shows?
Sports, you're always there. You're on location and you're watching it, so you're getting paid to watch the rugby or the football or whatever. It's amazing. Whereas you don't have to sit and I'll be editing away and have the sports on in the background. So you get to sample it, and I just love it. And you get to meet all the players as well. So I was a big rugby fan. I got to a lot of these players were people that I'd watched on TV before I was doing it. I was still quite young in my career doing that, and I was like, and it was fascinating. And I felt very lucky, hence the signed tops in the background.
I see them there now, yes. Very lucky, very
cool. We were on them straight away. We saw the rugby. I was like, is it something to do with that? And you mentioned earlier briefly about being a retained fireman. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how that all came about, whether you were already working in TV at that time, were you?
Yeah. So like I said, I travelled a lot, and I got to a point when I just wanted to settle down. So in TV, it doesn't always leave you time to settle. I moved all over. I lived in London, Manchester, Liverpool, Devon, and I was back and forth between them. Moved. Yeah, you could be travelling abroad for a couple of months at a time, and you're often living out of a bag. So I moved down. There's quite a big company called 2-4 who are down in Devon. So I was working for them on a series called Save Money, Lose Weight, and then I ended up carrying on working for them for quite a while on a show called Undercover Girlfriends and various other programs. And I stayed down here, and I just thought, I wanted to join the fire service. My initial aim was I was just going to go whole time straight away. Well, that was what I wanted. But actually, I really enjoyed being able to do them both. I quite missed TV when I wasn't doing it. So now I get to have the best of both worlds, and obviously find jobs. Well, make sure that I'm pretty candid when I go to jobs or people call me. And I'm like, look, retained fireman does come first, and as long as you understand that, I'll make up my work. And yeah, tends to be pretty good. Most of them are pretty good, not all of them. And I have walked away from jobs because of it. But yeah, sometimes you say, oh, you're never going to get a shout, and then you're out for 12 hours. So then you've done no work.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's good. And you can only do that when you're settled, though. I've got to be 5 minutes from Crown Hill Fire Station. So yeah, it's good. But I'm still development and still learning quite a lot. So it's nice. It definitely.
Fantastic stuff. So such an interesting, I was going to say career, set of careers, I think would be probably the best way of describing it. It's absolutely awesome. And we love asking this next question. What have you learnt about yourself throughout your career?
I think I mentioned that before. Play the game, definitely. Don't be horrible. Don't be arrogant. And you get that when you've got a lot of buzz and drive in you. You can sometimes be mistaken for arrogance, and maybe there was a touch of that. And just try and be nicer to people. I think that's partly why I joined the fire service, is because I realised that TV was all about me, and I wanted to see my name on the credits. When actually that was pretty selfish. So I thought I could actually help people doing this. And I don't know if I can swear, but just don't be a pain in the backside. That's it, pretty much.
Well said. Very well said. I've slipped up a few times with that.
It's a great attitude to have, I think. That's just be nicer, isn't it? And I think we've got some photographs of you at work.
Oh, okay.
Whether you can talk us through some of these. Hopefully they'll be coming up on the screen.
Oh my goodness.
that's when Manchester City won the league, the Premier League. So yeah, we got to. They're having a photo day, and I obviously quickly snuck in there before all the players did and had a photo. That was Judge Rinder's Crime Stories. We were doing I can't remember what it was about, but it was from obviously in the mid '60s, and I was dressed as a Bobby, and yeah, that was me appearing on TV. Not very good at acting with my other producer, Tom.
Love it.
That was when we realised how big it was. Like, none of us really knew, and we knew that obviously New Zealand had done the All or Nothing, and then there was the American football one, but we didn't really know it was going to be very big over here. And then Amazon said they had an advertising budget, and that's when you just think this was plastered all around Manchester, and you just thought, wow, this is going to be big. And it was. We had, I think, over 200 million downloads in the first week. So
amazing.
Amazing. Oh wow!
And that was all. Did it? That was us on the red carpet after. Yeah, and I think we're all pretty merry and pretty chuffed with our achievements. Yeah, it was a long process. And this is when Manchester City won the league. So yeah, it was bouncing and it was good fun. They always say the empty Etihad, but it was pretty full that day, that's for sure.
That's really cool.
What an atmosphere. That looks great.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. And I just think I have to ask you as well whilst you're here. Our question for the nation today is kind of TV related. We're talking about Married at First Sight. Is that something you would ever consider doing yourself?
You know, I did cast for that for a while.
Oh, well, we have the best person to ask then. Quite simple. Would you marry someone at first sight?
No, it definitely wouldn't be for me. But my partner now, she did apply for it, I think, on series.
Wow.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
I love that. You. I think as a casting, somebody who works in casting, you must get to meet so many amazing characters, because on these TV shows you've got to have the wacky and the wonderful, haven't you?
Of course, absolutely. Yeah, you find some gems, you find some not so nice people, you find some arrogant people, but yeah, like, and that ranges from A-listers to people who are down and out. Like you find people who just want to, yeah, it's a huge range of people that you get to have a chat with, and it's nice to hear their stories. It's always nice when you meet people that just aren't a knob. Sorry, am I supposed to say that?
Don't worry.
It's fine. We'll cover it. Anyway, Gideon, you're such an interesting person. You've got such a great life going on, and it's lovely to hear about your fire service work as well. And you take that obviously so seriously, and I can see you clearly love what you do in all aspects. It's been really fun talking to you, trying to guess what you did as well, which we could have been going for ages.
Yeah.
TV's always a dodgy one because you could say yes to so many questions. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and all the very best for the future. And again, I'm still envious of that moustache.
Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
What a great chap. A big thank you there to Gideon Berends-Sheriff for coming on and talking with us today. TV producer, casting producer, and retained fireman. We'll be sure to keep an eye out on our screens for your name, sir.
I love that. That's so cool. We need to get in there with it. I wonder what shows we would be suitable for. We should get him to cast us up.
I mean, definitely some of the more X-rated stuff if they want to catch any of our off-mic parts. Talking of off-mic parts, let's have some music and have a little chat off-mic.